My name is Haley Rice, and I am the purchasing agent at MEMIC. So, the purchasing department is a pretty small department. There's just two of us. And our role is to handle pretty much any and all purchases that someone might need to make in the company. That could be a big contract, or it could be something small like office supplies and cleaning supplies, and everything in between. On a daily basis, most of our purchases, if someone has a request, something they need, it's all done pretty much online. We use one vendor system, or it's called a vendor management system, and that makes it super easy. People can submit their requests that way, then they come to us, and it's a lot of speaking with vendors directly, getting pricing, quotes, coordinating delivery, all of that kind of stuff. One of the aspects that I work with in purchasing is the company fleet of pool cars. So we have 4 cars that can be signed out by employees, but it's also our job to maintain them and also to do errands and whatever we just have to do that day for purchasing. So it's really fun. We cycle them out like every 3 years. Right now we have some Subarus, so it's really fun to get to drive those cars, and sometimes it doesn't even really feel like you're working when you're just driving through Portland in a fun new car just to go take it to the car wash, but that's part of my job. Growing up, I always wanted to be like a million different things, and I think interestingly enough at MEMIC, I've had the chance to do a lot of different things. This is actually my second position that I've had at MEMIC. I started out as the receptionist at MEMIC after I graduated college, and later, after working in reception for some time, I applied for the purchasing agent position, and I've now been there for almost 2 years, almost 3 years total at MEMIC. You notice that throughout MEMIC, a lot of people change departments or they change positions, but that's a really highly encouraged. I think there's a lot of support for people to pursue different paths, even if it means leaving the team you work with or your department. I think it's common to hear people say, like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, go after your dreams, but it almost seems sort of like up in the air, like how do I get there, where do I start? But if there is something that genuinely does interest you, like it is very much possible to go after that dream. And a lot of it just has to do with trying new things, putting yourself out there, not being afraid to try something new, even if you don't know anything about it. So if there is something that interests you, don't let anything hold you back. Go for it. And if you end up liking it, that's great. If you don't, then at least you gave it a shot and tried. I think teamwork is definitely a big one. I think back to school and college and all those times you're working in a group and you think to yourself like, oh, I'm never gonna have to do this in real life, but really you do. And that's also one of the new values at MEMIC is being a partner and really learning how to collaborate with people. I think that I do my job better when I get to know people in other departments and work with them, know what their jobs are like so that I can understand and they can understand me.